Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast, back at you with another one with my boys Vlad and Barry. What's good, fellas?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're chilling, man. Episode 16, we on and rocking, man.
Yes, Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Nice. Start Sweet 16 right now. But remember, folks, if you have any questions that you'd like to answer from us on the show, all you have to do is please send us an email. We're trying to do a segment where we answer questions from our fans. So please send us an email at profansports1@gmail.com. And you can support the podcast if you really want to see us move further ahead by going to www.profansports.com. And also you can support us by following us on social media. We're on Instagram, profans_sports, twitter.com/profansports, facebook.com/profansports. And we're also on YouTube if you're a visual person and you like to watch things. So youtube.com/profansports. Just a reminder, we drop every Tuesday morning on all major streaming platforms, and our videos drop on YouTube every Wednesday morning, so be on the lookout for that. But before we start, it's the 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves this weekend, doing whatever that you do. But I wanted to ask you guys, like, how was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. Didn't do much, actually. I worked a lot. This week's been a crazy week at work, and just honestly just been working, man.
Did you celebrate?
Nah, I didn't celebrate anything. I was working.
Yeah, how come?
Why didn't
Well, you were working. Okay, is that the only reason why you didn't celebrate, or any other reasons?
No, I didn't plan on celebrating at all, just because I don't recognize July 4th as my Independence Day.
Your Independence Day. And we're also Haitian, so it's not.
It's definitely not our Independence
It's
Day.
really not our Independence Day. Our Independence Day is actually January 1st. So first freed black nation in the world.
Yes,
I have been festive, before, but this year I didn't do much. Barry, did you do anything?
So, yes, on Friday night, I went to get together that one of my friends was having at his place. So it was good to see and catch up with him and some of my other friends that were there as well. So definitely had a good time and enjoyed myself. But besides that, I was pretty much working. I know I worked on Friday before going over to the get together, and I even worked on Saturday on the 4th of July, to get that time and a half in. So,
okay.
And then I kind of didn't do anything else on the holiday, but think I might do something later today. We'll see what happens.
Okay. So you weren't really festive yesterday, but on Friday you guys got together a little bit to do some stuff.
Right. And it's interesting because I usually do festive stuff and celebrate the holiday more in past years than I have this year. It's just one of those years where I know I just kind of wasn't feeling it, due to what, been going on and what's transpired, in the recent months and just overall this year.
Yeah, that's actually why I asked, because I know, from what I've seen a lot of people on social media talking about, all countries matter, you know what I'm saying, just because it's 4th of July and, given the state of the country, it has people thinking a little bit, and, I don't want people to, disrespect, the country, because we all live in America. We love America. We just want, a just system, an equal system for everybody, So I feel like a lot of times that can get misconstrued. People hate the country, and it's like that's not it at all. We love the country. That's why we're trying to make it as good for everybody as we can. And I know a lot of people struggled with 4th of July. A lot of minority people, So I thought it was interesting. I did pop some fireworks for the first time yesterday. And I did that because last week, fireworks been crazy around here. I know you know that.
Yeah.
During all our meetings, fireworks are popping all over the place.
Them for the last couple of weeks. When I say
I feel like it's been over a month now. The fireworks just keep going.
And
seriously. I was with my daughter and my boy. We were just hanging out, and people started doing fireworks, and she just like went crazy. She's like, fireworks. So then I'm that kind of dad, so I'm like, you know what? Next weekend I'm gonna get some fireworks, and it just so happens to be 4th of July. You know what I mean? So I did get some fireworks in, and the kids really loved it, and that's what we really live for. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to check in on how everybody's doing, regardless of how we feel. I want to make sure, to wish everybody a happy 4th of July and a happy 4th of July weekend. Celebrate safely. Hopefully you're with your family doing something that create memories. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, let's get on to the show, man. Episode 16. So we want to tackle the NFL. There's some big things that's happening in the NFL,
there was
man.
Some fireworks that happened.
Real. There was some real fireworks.
NFL last week, yeah. Oh yeah. Big
man.
Time.
Yeah. So we did end I believe our last show. At the end of the show, we talked about Cam Newton and why he wasn't signed by the Patriots, and I think we questioned the fact that they weren't bringing him in. And you guys were on the side of, they don't want to scare Jared Stidham a little bit, and which is understandable. But in my opinion, it's like that's not the way you run a team. You know what I'm saying? Like if a guy is scared, you don't want that guy on the team. And then, I'm saying this just so everybody knows, we are on our stuff here. So we're questioning a lot of stuff. And if you've been listening, a lot of stuff that's happening in the news right now, we've covered it on this show. Not to brag, but like we got to, just because
sure.
we know what the fuck we talking about.
No doubt.
2 hours after we did our show, the news dropped. Cam Newton signed with the Patriots. I mean, I know I sent you guys that. I sent you guys the news first, didn't I? Because I sent it through the text. Through the text.
Right.
Yes, and you guys. How'd you guys take that? What was your initial thoughts on it?
I was on my way to work. Like I was, we recorded, and then I got a call from work. They had an emergency. I had to go to work or whatever. And then as I was pulling up to the site, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, Cam Newton? What are these guys talking about? And I'm like, I guess they're not joking. I mean, they wouldn't be joking about this.
Yeah.
And then, I'm trying to focus on work, and I'm like, oh shit. We were talking about this on the podcast. Cam Newton is a Patriot. Finally they did it. It's not and last week my opinion on Cam Newton was that the Patriots wouldn't bring him in because it's been 2-3 months into the off season, and we've heard nothing but people kissing Jared Stidham's ass or Jared, that's all we've heard. That's all we've heard throughout the off season. Current Patriot players
talking
about how much they love Stidham, how much Stidham is gonna be the guy, blah blah blah. Don't sleep on Stidham. Even local beat writers telling you the Patriots really believe in Stidham. Belichick is really close to Stidham family.
Already?
Oh wow!
No, they were saying that, and they were talking about Stidham worked with some of the best quarterback gurus, whatever.
Coaches.
So. I fought it for a while. I was like, nah, I don't care. I don't think Stidham is going to be the guy, blah, blah. I fought it for a while, but after a while, you just kind of give into it. You're like, it's been 2-3 months into the offseason. If the Patriots were going to sign Cam Newton or sign anybody for that matter, they would have signed him already.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I definitely was like, okay, they believe in Stidham. They're going to protect him. They're going to groom him to be the next quarterback. That's what I believed. Until Sunday night, we got the news that Cam Newton was signed by the Patriots. And I was like, shit, finally, this is Bill going on the offense, we're not gonna settle for 7-9. I remember maybe 10 podcasts ago, we did a Patriots preview, sort of like a prediction of what the season is gonna look like. I think Barry had them at 4-12.
No. Disrespect the Patriots like that. No,
what did you have them at?
That would be this. I said 7-9.
Okay, Barry had them at 7-9. Do you remember what you had them at?
I think I had them at 10-6 or something, man.
Yeah, you had them at 10-6. I had them around 7-9 as well.
Wild.
So and we were like, yo, the Patriots are not gonna look that great. And now they picked up Cam Newton. And during last week's show as well, I was really upset that nobody has picked up Cam Newton, and I was saying maybe the NFL is trying to blackball him as well. For somebody that was an ex-MVP, I was like, he can help another team right now. So I was definitely rooting for somebody to pick up Cam Newton, and it it feels really good that my hometown team, the New England Patriots, picked him up. I mean, I'm just excited. I definitely want to see improvement from Cam as far as like accuracy, as far as not running first, and just being a better quarterback in general and protecting his body, like trying to limit the injuries. There's a lot I expect from him. I'm not sure. I'm not saying he's like automatically gonna be a great quarterback, but Cam is that superstar that you want to run your team. That's somebody you want to be the face of your team. So yeah, I'm definitely excited, man.
Somebody that's gonna put ass in them seats.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, everyone wish there probably might not be anybody in those seats. As much as I hate to say it, I'm usually the positive and optimistic guy,
right.
But I mean, just gotta keep it real as well.
What was your initial reaction?
Man, I was appalled. I was stunned by that. I was like blown away when John had sent that text in our group text that Cam Newton was going to the Patriots. I was like, whoa, what? Like, Cam Newton to the Pats? Like, nah. Like, is this for real? Like, but then again, I know John, and John definitely knows his stuff and, you know, knows what he's talking about. So he just wouldn't send any kind of text, you know, if it wasn't true and if it wasn't facts.
I don't be playing those games.
Right. So, like, I'm like, he must be saying this for a reason. And it's crazy because usually, you know, I get those updates right away, or like I get like a Twitter update saying, you know, that, oh, breaking news, this player is going to sign with that team. But I hadn't gotten that update, you know, prior to that text that John sent. So then after, when he sent the text, go on Twitter, looked up all, you know, like the Patriot like reporters and beat writers, and they pretty much said the same thing, you know, including Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. And then after that, shortly, I had gotten the message from, or the update from
the alert
from all my sports apps like ESPN,
yep.
Yahoo, NFL, and, you know, Bleacher Report. Then boom, that's when they said, oh, breaking news: Cam Newton signs 1-year deal with the New England Patriots for the league minimum. And I was like, damn, like, about time someone signed this guy. Like, it took long enough, almost 3 months, just for someone to, you know, give him an offer and actually, you know, pick him up on their roster. Like, it was amazing and mind-boggling, the fact that this guy, pretty much the entire offseason since free agency started, was out on the market, and only 2 teams, you know, decided to even reach out to him and actually try to negotiate with them. There were only one other team besides the Pats that even bothered contacting Cam Newton at all.
Well, they messed him up in free agency. Remember, they didn't release him
late.
They released him mad late, and so he
like 2
pretty
weeks
much
after free agency
started.
You know,
can you imagine if they released him before Chicago signed Nick Foles? You know what I'm saying? Don't you think somebody like Chicago would have taken a chance?
Him up, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gave him a deal, right.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope so, but I feel as though the NFL has been so disappointing lately. Brady only had one team reach out to him. Cam Newton only had one team reach out to him. So I might.
Well, 2 teams. The Browns also reached out to him
well,
as well. Other
one
than
team made an offer, but 2 teams showed interest.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm trusting the NFL. Like I'm very I don't trust the NFL owners, not just the NFL GMs, to like make that like you know,
like forward thinking,
or like just make that statement that I'm gonna sign a guy that I know is gonna improve my team. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you sign, like, for Chicago to sign Nick Foles, you know what I mean? Like, Nick Foles hasn't really done anything. He won 1 championship, but he's been a backup, really. Like,
actually,
for teams to not like reach out to an ex MVP, for teams to not reach out to a 6-time Super Bowl champion, that just shows you the kind of character of the GMs of the NFL. They're not really taking a risk to make like a statement, you know what I mean?
And to make their team better, right? No, that's true.
Let's not bash on Nick Foles, because I feel like we've done that so many times on this show. We have a lot of Philadelphia Eagles listeners, and they be reaching out, yo, why y'all hate on the Eagles? I'm like, bro, Shut up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, shout outs to my boy Phil. Shout outs to Rita, man. I know.
Nah, but they love when I hit on Nick Foles, so they listen more.
I know.
Oh, really? The Eagles fans do?
Not that they like it, they get upset when I do, so they listen for me to do that.
It gets the people
Oh,
going.
I
That's
see. Wow, you have some people that enjoy that, huh? I see.
It's provocative, man.
Right, but I just wanted to finish up as far
Yeah.
as what my initial thoughts were about the Cam Newton signing to the Pats. I'm definitely excited for it, and looking forward to seeing what he can do. Like, I'm pumped, man. Like, I want the camp to start already. I want to get things going. Like, now I wish we didn't have to wait until the end of the month for training camp to start, and to see him on the field, and to see these guys get to work and compete for these starting spots. So it definitely gives the fan base, the Patriot fan base, like actually something to
a jolt.
Exactly. Right. And
Energizer.
Right. It gives them that boost. Right. It gives it brings some excitement to the team, and this is a statement that the Patriots are making by this move, saying that we don't rebuild here. We're not going to settle for 7-9, 6-10, or like a subpar season where we don't make the playoffs and we're not being competitive in the division and in the AFC. Like, we're here, to win. We're going to build this team, well enough to be able to go out there and win football games and compete for the division, and and make to the playoffs and compete in the AFC. So I think that certainly helps the team a lot. I mean, I want to see what Cam Newton does have left. I've been telling people all week that if he is healthy, I expect him to win the starting job over Jarrett Stidham and be the starting quarterback week 1 for the New England Patriots. If he's healthy and ready to play, which he looks like he is, he has been working really hard and really working on his craft, and and focus. He looks like he's definitely motivated and pretty hungry to, and on a mission to go out there and prove to all the doubters and people that think he's done. Because I think that's a big reason of why he was on the free agency market for so long. Because there's a lot of people in the NFL, I feel like, that think this guy, he's like washed up.
He's done.
He's like, the injuries have taken a toll on him. Like, he can't be the same quarterback he was a couple years ago because of that shoulder injury and that foot injury he had last year. Like, he's damaged goods. Like, he you know what I'm saying? He's trash. He can't play. I've been hearing that talk a lot from fans and people around the league. So I mean, I don't believe it. I don't think that the guy is done. I think he's far from done. He has quite a bit left, but I'll just wrap this up because I know John wants to, speak, about Cam Newton and what his initial thoughts were. So I think that, he's out there to, to prove a point and to gain the respect from, everyone around the league, and he's, ready to, do his thing and to, play for that next contract for sure. And I feel like this is a similar signing to when the Patriots picked up Randy Moss in 2007, when he was later in his career. He wasn't really playing well with the Raiders. It wasn't really working out. He didn't want to be there. He wasn't happy. And then the Patriots made a trade on draft day and signed Randy Moss, and boom, like, him and Brady clicked instantly from day one, and had a historic season. And it will definitely be an intriguing and appealing battle for the quarterback position in training camp and in the preseason. And I think that's why I think there should be at least some preseason games, just because that's pretty much how we're going to be able to determine and evaluate who should be the starting quarterback and who should win the job. So I'm looking forward to seeing these two guys, and Cam Newton and Jarrett Stidham, compete.
Yeah, when I heard about it, I was definitely I was happy because we were just talking about it, you know what I'm saying, and it kind of gave me a little bit of validation. Like, You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, the mindset, people, you know, who are thinking logically, I guess, or I wouldn't say logically, you know, but somebody who wants to improve their team, like there's no way you don't sign Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, you guys had really good points on why they shouldn't sign Cam Newton. You know, I do believe if the quarterback is new, you don't want to bring somebody in there, especially if they're like a first round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? A really high draft pick. But Jarrett Stidham is not that. So it's like he wasn't like ordained for the position, right? It's not like they drafted him, you know, to replace Tom Brady. And I get it, you know, that he was a backup, and if Tom Brady went down, he would have been the person to step up and do some things. But at the same time, I don't think that was like, I don't know if the Patriots thought Brady was actually going to leave this offseason. I don't think they really planned for that. You know what I'm saying?
I think there was a chance that he could.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the team knew that it wasn't guaranteed that he
right.
was going to leave. But, I mean, I didn't think they probably didn't fully expect that. Yeah, he's not going to be in. He's just going to leave. But they thought it was a possibility of happening.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, they know that it's a possibility of happening, but how many times has Brady been in that same position and he just opted to stay with the team? You know what I'm saying? So I think they definitely were banking on him coming back. I mean, I know all the fans were. Yeah, none of us believed, regardless of what the radio was saying, that Tom Brady was going to leave. You know, we heard Boston radio talking about Tom Brady leaving for a long time before this stuff happened. Even last season.
Yeah, we heard everybody talk about it.
Everybody was talking about ESPN, everything.
Wasn't Schefter came out on Monday Night Football or something, and he was like, he's hearing rumors about Brady in Dallas or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard
they've
that,
been throwing out those rumors for a long time, and I think we were all in denial and not wanting to believe it because we love Brady so much and he's been here for so long. And after 20 years, why would you want to leave a place to go start all over? And look what happened. He actually left. You know, so when it happened, I had a lot of thoughts. You know, like I said, if Jarrett Stidham's going to take over the starting job, he should be competing with somebody legit, not no Brian Hoyer or Jamar Smith, which I actually like Jamar Smith, but I felt like he needed somebody to actually challenge him, and that's really the reason why I wanted them to sign Cam Newton or at least look at him. I don't think I was like the biggest Cam Newton fan, like I'm a fanboy on the bandwagon, like sign Cam Newton. I wasn't that guy, but since he was on the market, I thought, look, nobody's signing this dude. Why not us? And one thing I would like to say though is a lot of people complaining about his contract. You know, he got a veteran minimum, and you know, he's a former MVP. Richard Sherman came out and lamented the whole move and things like that. And I think I'd like to remind people, the Patriots don't have any cap space. They literally can't sign anybody for more than what they did with Cam Newton.
Right. Then the league,
you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you know, they have the money and they're just like, yo, we're just going to hold on to it and not give it. It's like they literally don't have it. So if Cam Newton signed that contract, he knows that. He signs the contract. Yes, I do agree. Like, it's a terrible contract for Cam Newton, you know, for where he was at. But he was either take this contract or not play this season, or wait until somebody on another team got injured for him to be brought in, which I don't think is fair, you know. And I really like his mindset right now. You know, he feels slighted. He feels like people gave up on him, and you know, the Patriots, you know, it's us against the world at all times. So why wouldn't you want a quarterback with that kind of mindset? But we did mention Jarrett Stidham a couple times while we were all talking, actually. What do you guys think that means for him, though?
I think the Patriots were left with no option but to sign somebody else. I think so there's two things I've been thinking about. Were the Patriots waiting for Cam Newton's value to go down to sign him? Or did something happen with Jarrett Stidham that they were like, that's not gonna be our plan. Like, so I think it definitely tells you that Stidham is not ready. There's no chance. I believe there's no chance that Stidham beat Newton in camp. After Cam Newton will be the starter. And if he's healthy,
right? Remember, if he's healthy, because we still don't know. That's an unknown.
Yeah. And I believe that. Like I said, I expect him to be the starter. There's no way that I believe Stidham beat him out of the job. So I believe that if Cam plays really well, it would this job will be Kim's job for the foreseeable future. If he plays, he doesn't even have to play at a MVP caliber. He just has to play really well. He just has to play mistake free. He just has to show the Patriots that he's not a running first quarterback, that he's actually playing the quarterback position smartly and responsibly. I feel as though this job will be Kim's for the next 5 years, you know what I mean? Because he's only 30 or something.
31.
Right,
31.
right.
So, yeah, for the next 5 years, that's his job. But if he doesn't play as well, I believe it'll be a 1-year contract for him, and hopefully Stem is ready by then, or the Patriots will see what's out there.
Yeah, what do you think that means for Jared?
Yeah, I think that it means they, don't think he's ready, and they don't really have that trust and that kind of confidence that everyone thought they had in him going into the season. I think that it means they aren't all in on him just yet, but for sure. Or that, that they still believe him. I feel like they still believe in him, but not as much as people have been saying. They just want him to earn the starting job and not just give it to him, because I feel like, with prior to this signing of Cam Newton, had they not done that and they just kept the quarterbacks they had on the roster, I mean, you're pretty much kind of just giving him the job, and you're like making him earn it and actually, to compete for it. So I think that, they still, they feel all right about him, not as good as, people have been saying. I think certainly, this does put some pressure, puts a lot of pressure on him to really perform at a high level and have a really good training camp and a good preseason as well. In order to get the starting job, he has to, play some pretty good and unbelievable football, in order to do that. So I think for sure that he's definitely, I'm sure he's up to the task. I mean, we'll see what happens. But it does kind of, the narrative for him does make it seem better, because now if he does get it, we'll go back and say, okay, he beat a former MVP in order to get the job, and he fully earned it and is the right guy for the job. No one will be questioning and saying that he didn't deserve to be the starter of the Patriots, or that they just handed to him on a silver platter and were like, here you go, here's the starting job. You're a starting quarterback now, without actually giving him any sort of competition. So, it makes things a lot more interesting. You will see what happens. He has been putting in the work in, so hopefully it shows when training camp does start later this month, and hopefully he's out of that wedding he was in Texas, and got back on a field and a gym, and got back to work. So he's got a tall order and against him, having to beat out Cam Newton for the job. So it certainly makes things a lot more appealing, for him, and a lot tougher for him to, be able to, be the guy for the Patriots this season.
Yeah, I don't think the Patriots are necessarily out on Jarrett Stidham. I don't think they are worried about him to that extent. I think there's just some circumstances that change things a little bit for him. Right now they're not able to get the live reps that he would be getting all summer long. You know what I'm saying? Training camp, mini camps, all that. They're not together. So he hasn't had the time to build that, play with the other guys and things like that. And the NFL, this year, we might just go right into week 1. Do you want somebody that's played one preseason, right? And that hasn't played any real NFL games to lead the team? I don't know. I feel like the Patriots are just doing the smart thing by getting somebody that knows, how to play the game, that knows, Cam Newton watches film. You know what I'm saying? He's a football junkie. I don't know. A lot of people, the narrative for him is that, he wears big hats and he dabs on the field. And people don't give Cam. It's bro, This dude was an MVP of the league, so this guy knows how to fucking play. All right,
Right.
you know, Cam Newton at 75% is anything better than Jared Stidham has done so far in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't done shit. So, I just think that, you know, he is a 4th round pick, and he needs some more time to sit down, man. And I think if the Patriots weren't able to sign Cam Newton, they would have definitely went with Jared Stidham because they didn't have any other choice. But I think the fact that Cam Newton was able to accept the contract they were willing to offer, or the contract they are able to offer, you know, I think that's a big deal, and that helped them with the signing, you know. And I'm definitely glad he's here because, you know, I don't really want to go through all the growing pains of breaking in a new quarterback, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When Brady first came in, people forget, like, he didn't start the season. Bledsoe got hurt before he came in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even then, he had all the training camp, and we didn't think he was the starter either. So, you know, what I think it means for him is that he needs to get his butt back in the lab, you know, and not at weddings and shit, because now you got real competition. 2 Auburn guys, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if people remember, Cam Newton went to Auburn. So,
Won the Heisman Trophy,
you know,
the national championship.
Alma mater, and, you know, you're just going to have to compete. I think one of the stories on Stidham was he was supposed to go to Texas Tech or something like that. And
I heard
Patrick Mahomes was there. He seen that Patrick Mahomes was the leader, and he was like, nah, I'm not coming here.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Because he wanted a chance to play. So if that was because you're afraid of competition, this is not the ideal situation for you. But if you're a player, you like to compete, you want to take the starting job, I want to see that. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not down on Jared Stidham at all. I just think, you know, it's really early on in his career. Aaron Rodgers sat down for 4 years. So who's Jared Stidham to not be able to sit another year? You know, behind an established guy who's played.
Sure.
And if you guys notice, Sanu started working out with Cam Newton over the week. And also Julian Edelman, you know, what was it? Instagram. He posted on Instagram. It's like a Photoshop of Cam Newton in Patriots jersey and him standing in front of Cam Newton, and he called it "Welcome to Newton, Massachusetts" or something like that. So, and these 2 guys are some of the leaders, some of the veterans on the team. And you know, if the writing's not on the wall, I don't know what is. Like, those guys know football. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if they're excited, Sanu's like, dude, it's Cam Newton.
How quick did that change from Stidham to Cam Newton?
Oh my God! Within seconds.
Crazy,
Within seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like
that, yeah.
I remember Edelman was calling him Stid.
Yeah, they were all doing that.
Steady, right.
He had private workouts with Edelman the whole time. If I'm Jared Stidham, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious, bro? We were just going with each other last week.
Right, we've been working all off season together, and then boom, all of a sudden now there's a new guy coming.
For real. But at the same time, it's like, this is a business, bro. You know, and we're in the business of winning, and we want to win chips, okay? And we're going to follow guys that's been there before. You know, Cam Newton went to a Super Bowl, so he knows, you know, playoffs. MVP, Rookie of the Year. Like, man, he's done so much. Right. And it's funny, a lot of people are down on it, like, oh, he doesn't fit the system. Bro, Tom Brady's not here anymore. It's not the same system.
Exactly. They're not going to run the same offense. Exactly.
You're not going to run the same offense Brady ran with Stidham or Cam Newton, because they're different quarterbacks.
Facts.
No team / no coach puts their players in a better position to win like the New England Patriots. So there's no way they're gonna run that same offense that Brady ran for Cam Newton. You know what I mean? Cam Newton has different strength, different reads, different way of playing the quarterback's position. Mm-hmm. So I believe that as much as I don't like Josh McDaniels, I do believe that Josh McDaniels is excited right now. He's probably can't even contain himself because he drafted Tim Tebow.
Yep.
Who runs and do all that stuff.
He can't throw to save his fucking life.
That's true, right?
Josh McDaniels worked out Lamar Jackson just because he was interested in Lamar Jackson as well. So he loves the athletic quarterback. So I'm sure he's really excited, and he's working on a lot of different plays for him. So,
dude, he even created plays for Tom Brady to go out and catch passes, bro.
Exactly.
Like, can you imagine? Crazy. Can you imagine Cam Newton at the end of that pass that was thrown to Brady in the Super Bowl?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's a fucking touchdown.
Absolutely.
It's gone.
He's catching that and he's getting in the end zone.
I don't talk about the pass.
Bro, he's not getting 20. He's out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for that too, what you just said. I'm excited to see what Josh McDaniels can do. And, I heard something I kind of disagreed a little bit with. Randy Moss, he was like, "Oh, now people are really gonna see how exciting the Patriots offense can be." I'm like, "Have you not been watching Tom Brady for the last? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What I think, like, did you not score 23 touchdowns with this guy? Like,
exactly,
right.
Well, you know, I think Randy's been there for the 50 touchdown. 23 Brady through 50, he caught 23 of those. So I think Randy's just saying, like, you can see you will see what the different, because you know the Patriots offense has a lot of tricks.
Yep.
And you know what I mean. So I think like now there's gonna be a lot of tricks. Like
yes,
you know what I mean.
Like more to that.
Yeah,
than what they already have.
Because the offense with Brady is very fundamental, right? It's
That's
a very
right.
fundamental sound
very
offense.
Basic.
Exactly. Not basic, but very fundamental.
Right.
But with a guy like Cam Newton that has all the athletic abilities,
tools and abilities, right?
You're gonna see throws to Julian Edelman. You're gonna see Julian Edelman throwing to Cam Newton. You're gonna see like tricks. You're gonna see you're just gonna see an array of plays that you usually don't see with the New England Patriots. So it's definitely exciting in that manner. And I'm excited to see it.
No, I'd say you can say there will be a lot of different exciting stuff with Cam Newton. Don't say it's gonna be.
It's gonna be exciting. Yeah.
You'll see how exciting the offense is, bro. This guy Tom Brady's probably played some of the best football I've ever seen in my motherfucking life. Okay,
right.
Like some of the best halves I've ever seen out of any player, bro. 28-3 in the Super Bowl, and you bring it back, bro.
I know. That's
Come
crazy.
on, man. That's
unreal. Unreal. Exactly. That's. I mean, can't get better than that.
If that's not exciting, I don't know what else.
What is, for real, seriously.
As much as I enjoyed the 28-3 and it one of the best games I ever watched.
It was miserable?
I enjoyed it. But one of my favorite games ever was the playoffs game against the Baltimore Ravens. Right before we played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. We were down 14-0.
Yeah.
We came back 14-14. We're down 28-14. Came back 28-28 and won the game 35-28. And that was one of the best games I've ever watched.
Yeah, facts. That was a really good football game.
I was very miserable that game. I was like, shit, we're really gonna lose to Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis wasn't on the team anymore. We're really gonna lose to
Joe
Baltimore.
Flacco.
Joe Flacco,
exactly.
Right.
And
again,
that was a beautiful game, and there was a lot of trick plays in that game.
Yep.
A lot of trick plays in that game.
Amendola,
the double pass,
they did their thing.
They
did their thing.
And also they did the ineligible receiver thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was one of the best games I ever watched. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I want to keep going on with the Patriots too. Something more serious happened right before the Cam Newton announcement. The NFL actually punished the Patriots due to the Bengals debacle. They were caught filming the sideline of the Bengals. It was like a big thing. People were like, "Oh my God, they're trying to steal stuff from the Bengals," and I'm like, "Bro, nobody wants to steal anything from the Bengals, man."
Right?
All right, like you don't have to cheat to beat the Bengals. Okay, you don't even have to prepare to beat the fucking Bengals. You know what I mean? Much less be on their sidelines. Taking videos and stuff like that, and it did came out those guys that were filming the sideline are not even like the film guys for the Patriots team itself. It was for the Robert Kraft video production company, and that which is a separate thing. And we know a lot of fans are not going to sit for that thing. Oh yeah, right. You know what I mean? They're still the Patriots. You know what I mean? Because they hate, and based on our past and stuff like that. But the Patriots did get some. They came down on the Patriots a little bit. What was those punishments?
Yeah, so the Patriots were fined $1.1 million. They will lose the 2021 third round draft pick, and the production crew for the Crafts will not be allowed at any. Actually, the Patriots production crew will not be allowed at any 2020 season games.
Right.
They won't be able to film any of it.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of harsh because how do we get our film?
You're just going to have to get it from NFL production.
Right. Exactly.
What about the sideline where Bill wants all his pictures and all that stuff?
You can't.
I hope they can.
I hope that's not the case. I hope they're not. I hope, the sideline guys can stay, but not the big production stuff.
I think anything you need now, you're going to have to ask the NFL to give you a guy to do it.
Holy shit.
I believe that the Patriots are cheaters.
Oh, God. Oh,
I do.
Oh boy. Woo,
Yo, Vlad, man, what's wrong with you, bro? What's going on?
You guys don't believe the Patriots cheat?
Oh,
Do I believe the Patriots cheat?
Yes.
I don't think the Patriots cheat.
Oh my God.
No, I don't think so.
I'm a fan, but I'm not a blind horse.
Okay, talk about it. Talk about it.
Go, Vlad. Go.
No, the
why do
Patriots-
they cheat, Vlad? Why, I want to hear this.
Not why would they cheat?
Why do they cheat? That's what I'm saying. Why
How?
do you think they cheat? Like how? Explain yourself. Elaborate on that. 'Cause I want to hear it.
2007, they called the guy filming the signs, and he had a jersey. He had a hoodie or whatever inside out,
Yep.
hiding what he was doing. Like it was obviously what he was doing. That the NFL said, "Do not do this anymore," and Belichick kept doing it. And Brady with the balls, he was 100% deflating the balls. There were text messages about calling somebody the deflator. Like
So you believe in Deflategate?
Of course I do.
believe that?
100%.
What?
100%.
So you
I believe
believe
Brady. I believe
warranted-
Brady. I believe Brady likes the ball on the lower side of the whatever
air pressure?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the lower side of the air pressure. I believe Brady 100% likes that.
And you
One,
believe-
because he probably likes the grip better. Two, it's easier for the guys to hold it and not fumble it. I 100% believe Brady's been doing that forever. I'm not saying Brady's the only one that's been doing it. I actually believe a lot of guys in the NFL do it. Even Aaron Rodgers like it on the other end. He likes it overinflated,
Right.
and he's messing with it as well. And if he got caught, he should have been. I'm saying, I
So
believe
you think that's cheating?
yeah. Why is it not cheating?
Because the rule was you can have 12.5 PSI, right? That's
Yeah.
what they were?
No, they were lower than that.
They were lower than that because of
They were
the
not
weather.
only not only that they were lower than that. There are text messages exchanged by Brady and the guys taking
And
care of the
the ball
football.
boys?
Yeah, about making sure you don't. One guy was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give him a balloon today," like trying to make a joke about like because he knows Brady like it on the other on the lower end, and he's making a joke about
He's gonna overinflate
He's
it.
gonna overinflate
Okay.
it for Brady.
I
So,
think-
but I don't want to focus on that. And then now they caught filming the Bengals sideline. I'm not sure if that was for Belichick or if that was for Robert Kraft. I don't know who it was for. But the fact that you cheated multiple times, hey, the punishment fits the crime. I believe the Patriots got what they deserve.
I don't think the Patriots do anything other teams are not doing.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I agree.
I
with
think,
you on
I think people
on
are
that.
jealous of the fact that we've been successful, and they attribute a lot of the success on things that have happened.
So
right?
basically, you're just saying we're the one that are getting caught, but it's still cheating.
I don't know if I mean the whole camera on the sideline stuff was due to Eric Mangini, who was okay with people filming when he was on our team, and then as soon as he was on the other team, he's like, "Oh, don't do that, don't do it." You know what I mean? And like Bill Belichick said, the guy was in the middle of everybody filming. It's not like he was hiding.
Nevertheless, that offseason, the NFL sent a memo saying, "Don't do that anymore."
That okay? I mean, like I said, man,
It's
I
something
think,
that they've done in the past. The NFL said, "Don't do it anymore." Bill was just trying to find a way around it.
Bill said he interpreted it in a different way. I believe Bill. Okay.
Listen, I'm a true Patriots fan.
That's
but
not the way he interpreted
I'm a true
it.
Patriots fan. I'm just not gonna ignore the truth.
Listen, I think a lot of this shit is blown out of proportion. I think the league clearly ignored science with the whole Deflategate bullshit. I don't think it warranted Brady to be suspended 4 games and for his whole life to be turned over to
That's a whole different
to
conversation.
some dude. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo,
I don't think Brady deserved that as either.
I don't think he deserved
Oh,
that,
he definitely
and I think the
deserved it.
NFL definitely has it out for the Patriots. You know,
Oh,
I definitely
absolutely.
think so because
They
it's like,
sure do. Oh yeah.
you know, when it comes to other teams pumping crowd noise and shit like that, they don't do nothing. Nothing happens.
Right, the
You know what I
Atlanta
mean?
Falcons did that and they didn't do anything for real.
Yeah, no, it's weird, dude. But at the same time, I think if you're the Patriots, you need to be extra fucking careful because obviously,
that's my point.
yeah, I feel that. I agree with that. It's like if you're the Patriots, bro, don't do anything that people could interpret
Because
as you.
you're already in the light.
Exactly, bro.
Right,
Like
like you've already
when
fucked
I
up in the
heard
past. Exactly.
when I heard about the Bengals shit, I was like, why the fuck would you wanna?
Exactly.
Why would you wanna do that? 8 minutes.
when I heard the Bengal shit, I was like, no, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, are you serious?
Like again?
You're fucking dumb. Like, why would you do this? You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I'm like, who wants to film the fucking Bengals?
I know what you mean. I just,
Like,
you know what I mean?
Seriously, they had only won one game going into that game when we played them last year, and they were like the worst team.
You got
in the
Andy
damn
Dalton,
league.
bro. We're not cheating on anything.
Right, exactly.
But
Like,
at the same
what the
time,
hell?
what are we doing filming that anyways? What are we doing filming 40 minutes of the Bengals
First of all,
sideline?
we were in the Bengals, like we were in their facility. So somebody on the Bengals let these dudes in. So somebody knew that the filming was going on. Because it's not like they just walked in the building and, hey, we're going to go in this room and start filming. Like, bro, you guys knew this shit, man.
Well, apparently it was, like you said, the guy was filming it for Craft Sports Productions. So they were apparently trying to actually do like a feature on some scout or like some coach that used to.
It was a do your job documentary.
Yeah, right, exactly.
If you
that I think he used to work for the Pats or something, but then he either coached the Bengals, or he was like working with the Bengals out, so they were trying to get some footage for that feature. They weren't actually trying to get game film or game tape to go and give Belichick and the team for them to use. They were just trying to do a feature a video and get some get some footage for the
documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So like by any means, like that wasn't their intent as far as like trying to cheat and trying to bend the rules to get a competitive edge and competitive advantage. But like Vlad said, that they have no credibility. Like they're pretty much their past previous incidents and situations that they've had, unfortunately, hasn't done them any good, and doesn't give a reason for the NFL to give them the benefit of the doubt or believe anything that they do, even if they were doing the right thing, which in this case I believe they were, and I believe that Belichick didn't have anything to do with it. It was a completely different department inside of the organization, but we can't. They really don't have any sort of leeway at all when it comes to things like this, and so they have no one to blame but themselves on that. No one's gonna feel bad for them. So I mean, it is what it is with that situation, and I mean, I knew they were gonna have some sort of punishment. I didn't think it was gonna be as big as it was, but I mean, the NFL had to come down hard on them since they were previous offenders, and they've done this on multiple occasions.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. I'm still upset that Vlad is like, I believe the Patriots are cheating. Like, this guy,
I know.
The Patriots. We're not going to continue with
the
that.
Patriots are cheaters, guys.
Yo,
Right,
listen,
like, that's the
you
first
just have
time
to
I've
accept
heard a
it.
Pats fan actually say that. Like, wow.
You know what? I know somebody that can take care of you. That kid that you seen at that game that smacked you and ran off.
Oh boy! Oh, John went there. I was like,
if you remember that shit, you're a true fan. So thank you for listening.
I was like, what kid is this talking about? First of all, he didn't smack nobody. He just ran by me. If he had smacked me, it would have been a whole different story.
He would have ran after
but I'm sure you retaliated for sure, Vlad.
Right. But I want to continue with the NFL, just because we got a lot to talk about on the show. But I definitely enjoy the conversation. Another thing happened in the NFL this week. What was that, last week? So you guys know, since the pandemic, a lot of things have been online, right? Yeah. Virtual Zooms, we call it Ring Central, people on WhatsApp, Facebook, all that shit. Yeah, and so are the athletes. And Zeke Elliott, the running back for Dallas Cowboys, one of the top running backs in the league. So apparently he was on some kind of video conference. And the video conference ended, and before he could turn the video off, he said that, damn, I'm mad faded right now. And if you're not, living under a rock, like we like to say on this show, faded means he was high, okay? Like he was smoking weed, okay? So I wanted to bring that up.
Allegedly.
Huh? Allegedly. Listen, he could have been drinking. You could be fading when you
He could have been doing whatever.
We don't know.
He could have been doing something else. That doesn't mean that he was, smoking pot. Right. Like, who knows what, sort of drug he was doing at that time.
Yeah, but for most people, when you say you're faded, you were smoking something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true. Most times, that's what it means.
It got caught on video, and he was like, "Oh shit, my video was still on." You know what I mean? So that was obviously he's not an angel in the league. He's had a past too. Did you guys see it? And if you did, how'd you feel about it?
I didn't see it. I don't care. I just think, like, especially if it's marijuana, I have no issues with that, and I don't. The league has already stopped tests this year. They decided they will stop testing for marijuana.
Right. That's why Rob Gronkowski came back, so now he can smoke some. Fucking.
So I have no issues with it. I mean, I hope nobody's making a big deal out of this. Like, the guy. People smoke, people drink. Like, leave the guy alone. It's the off season and it's freaking quarantine. Everybody's seeing the hell home. Like, what else you want him to do? No, I have no issues with it at all. Actually, Zeke can do whatever the hell he wants as long as he's not hurting anybody. Hey, smoke all you want, bro.
Or doing steroids, you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Or drink all you want, bro. Like,
smoke all you want
in your off time.
No issues with it at all.
Mm-hmm. You have any issue with that?
No, not really. I didn't see the video that you were talking about, John. But, I mean, I have no problem with it. I don't really think it's an issue or a big deal. When that happened and I heard about it, I was like, yeah, whatever. Like,
you're like, good for him.
But exactly, like he definitely must have been having some good and enjoying something good, to say the least. And it's like, come on, like, we know the majority of these players like do it in their free spare time anyway. Like, it's the off season, like they not doing anything due to the pandemic that's going on. Like, most of them are stuck at home and have a lot of time to themselves. So it's like, what else do you expect them to do when they're not working out or on the field, and they're have all this time to themselves? So it really wasn't anything to me. Like, it's one of those things that I'm even surprised that doesn't happen more, because I know there's so many guys in the league that do the same thing. So I don't think he'll have any punishment for it, and he'll the league will do anything about it. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things that it happened, and it's like, it's whatever. Just gotta keep it moving.
You actually answered my next question, but to answer that question myself, I mean, I'm 420 friendly. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit about this. I don't think smoking weed helps you at all when it comes to football. Maybe the only thing it does is like help you with anxiety and shit.
And
it doesn't like
pain management,
but it doesn't like give you like superhuman strength where you're on the field and you're just killing shit. You know what I mean? It's like, bro.
If anything, gives you super chill strength.
Exactly. If anything, like, it makes guys slow. And if somebody can function on it and it helps them out, why would you be against that? You know what I'm saying? And and
he's not smoking while he's playing anyways. He's just smoking in the off season.
Right. And I've actually had a little bit of leisure time with an NFL player.
Oh, for real?
420 front. Yeah. I don't want to.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'll tell you guys after the show who it is, because he's a respected individual. You would never believe it.
Why isn't he sitting right here though?
Why isn't he sitting here?
Right, that's what I'm saying. He should be on the podcast with us. Get him on Pro Fan
Let me find out John is holding us back.
No.
Shoot, right. Like, come on, bro.
When that happened, I wasn't expecting that, and it wasn't somewhere I was going myself. I was with a friend, and then we ended up in this doing this little event, and this NFL player happened to be there, and he was part of the group, and I was sitting there like, fuck, bro. This is like a superstar NFL player too. So like, this is, bro. Like, when I tell you guys who this was,
I don't know how to feel about John right now. Like, we've been doing this podcast for 16 weeks. 16 weeks. We talk about the NFL every week. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, bro.
Me either. It's the first time I'm hearing this story too.
Because the guy's a respected individual, and I don't want to,
Episode one could have been about this guy, and the podcast would have taken off already.
That's true. We could have blown up by now, right? Yeah, he could have put us.
Well, let me stop.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
You're right though. But what I did, this was years ago. And the NFL was not even thinking about decriminalizing or not caring about weed. Weed was still like a huge thing in the NFL where oh, he's suspended or he's in a drug program because he was smoking a blunt or some shit. And when that happened, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm sitting here. And the only hint I'm gonna give you guys is it was a wide receiver. It was a wide receiver.
Ooh. All right, well,
superstar status wide receiver. Like when I drop the name for you guys after the show, you're gonna be like, "Fuck no," because you would never guess this. You would never guess this. And I have people I can call to actually vouch for me because they were there too. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, you have witnesses that can confirm this.
I have at least 5 witnesses, and actually one who died. So rest in peace to him, man. So, but I've never had a problem with no NFL players smoking weed, man, and I don't think it should be a big deal. I did have a question, like how should the NFL respond to this? Just because I know they're not really coming down on the whole marijuana situation now, right? But since Zeke is like one of the top guys in the league, how do you guys think the NFL should handle this, or should they even care about this at all?
I don't think they're gonna care about it. 1, 2. Like we said, faded could mean so many things. It could be right. People say they faded when they've been drinking. People say they faded when they've been smoking. So it could be anything, right?
Yep.
3, weed is sort of decriminalized in the NFL.
Yep.
And also it's the off season. I just don't think they should waste their time with that. But I do believe that the NFL usually target guys when they see something like that happen. Like Wes Walker, when he went to the Kentucky Derby and he looked faded in a video, and then I think the next Monday he had like somebody at his door testing him.
Holy shit, dude.
So I do believe that the NFL do target people that way. If they see somebody doing something, they're like, oh yeah, we need to go to that guy's house. So he might have already gotten drug tested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
right. For all we know.
But as far as I'm concerned, hey, NFL, don't waste your time with that. There's so many more things, so many more important things to take care of right now, especially with the racial tensions in the country and in the NFL.
Yeah, I think, Barry, you already answered this exact question already, so we know how you feel about it, and I agree with both of you guys. Like, man, just be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just move about your business and not make this a big deal, nobody's going to care about this. You know what I mean? I don't think any fans are caring about this right now. I just wanted to bring it up just because, he's a high-profile NFL player, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Zeke, keep getting faded. Just stay out of trouble, man. That's all. Another news on the NFL. There's a lot of things going on in the NFL, man. NFL is changing fast. They're changing things. They are trying to implement certain things. A lot of people are upset and a lot of people are happy at the same time. So one thing that will make a lot of NFL fans upset is the NFL is going to recognize police brutality by letting players express themselves with names on their jerseys, right?
Yeah. I don't have... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Barry brought that up. I didn't have any much more background on that information, so if you can...
They just right. They just said that they were considering letting the players do that. It's not official yet as far as whether they're going to allow the players to.
What exactly were they actually letting them do?
Yeah, what kind of names? Like, because you were telling us.
You were talking about like the names of the victims that have passed those.
So like Breonna Taylor,
police brutality.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Breonna Taylor's name or something like that.
Right, yeah, exactly. Or like having saying, about social injustice.
Can they put Black Lives Matter on their?
They're considering letting the players do that. They're still discussing and and thinking about whether they're actually gonna let them do that. When the games start during this season, but it's something that they're looking at.
So it's similar to when they used to let them paint like a cause on their clits or something like that.
Yeah, like the cleats for cars that they do. They still do that. I know they do that 1 week during the season where they let the players put the cars on their cleats that they for their own charity that they have or something that they're passionate about. So yeah, it is similar to that. So yeah, the league is still reviewing and taking that into account. So. Nothing has come out yet as far as whether they're going to do it or not. It's just something that they're taking into consideration.
Thank you, man.
No problem.
Yeah, no, I mean that's cool, and I mean, whatever, dude. To be honest with you, and I think that brings me, to the next topic on the NFL that relates to this situation. The NFL is to play the Black National Anthem. I don't know who called it the Black National Anthem, but it's definitely called "Lift Every Voice." It's not. The song is not called the Black National Anthem, and the way they put that out there, it caused a lot of issues with fans. It's like, you got to watch out the way you're wording things, like the Black National Anthem. So everybody's like, oh, why do you got to play the Black National Anthem? And I know a lot of people don't know what the Black National Anthem is. So if you don't know what the Black National Anthem is, we're going to play it for you just so you can hear it. So here it goes. We're not going to play the whole thing just because of copyright rules, and we also don't want to bore you with a song this whole time, because I think it's like 3 minutes long or something like that. So we're definitely not going to play the whole thing, but I wanted to play like the first, I don't know, few seconds or something like that. Go ahead. Yeah, so, like we said, we're not going to play that whole thing, but I feel like a lot of people don't know what the Black National Anthem is, and I think it's important. You know what, I just messed up, because from reading the freaking headline, Black National Anthem. It is considered the Black National Anthem, but the song is called Lift Every Voice, people. And if you want to do some background on it, it was a anthem that came a lot later than the original one, which kind of like excludes certain people, and actually says that people running away from slavery would be caught and killed and shit like that. So, some people felt like it was, their duty to come up with something that everybody could feel like. That includes everybody. Exactly. That fits everybody. Uplifting. It's lift every voice, like every single voice. So the NFL came out with that on week 1, before every game, they're actually going to play that national anthem before the other national anthem. Right. And I think that's interesting, because I don't know who asked the NFL to do this, right? Like, did you heard it, right?
Yeah, a couple of things. I've never heard the song before, and I didn't know there was an actual Black National Anthem, so this is very new to me.
Well, you got to preface it with the fact that you're a Haitian person. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not your culture.
Yeah, I also grew up in Haiti. Yep. But I'm not sure exactly who proposed that to the NFL. I hope the NFL is including people of color in these conversations when they're having those conversations about how to address the racial inequality and racial tensions in the leagues, in the league. I don't know how to feel about it. I think the NFL is definitely using it as a way for players not to kneel. So they're using it. So if we play the Black National Anthem, then, you're going to be standing up for a national anthem. So I'm assuming you're not going to kneel down when we play the next one. You know what I'm trying to say? Yep. So I think they're trying to find a way for the players not to kneel, because they know the players are going to kneel no matter what.
Yeah, so especially the first week.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I think right now they're trying to figure out a way to have the players not kneel, and I think I don't know who came up with that. I'm not sure exactly. I know the NFL employed Jay-Z for. I'm not sure exactly what they employed him for.
I don't know either. It's like relations, black people relations. Like,
I don't know.
Urban relations.
Yeah, I really don't know. But I hope there are black people in those conversations. I hope Jay-Z is in that conversation. I hope the guy from Philly, I forgot his name.
Malcolm Jenkins.
He plays for the Saints now. Again,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I hope he's in those conversations. I hope those even Benjamin Watson. I hope he's involved in those conversations and is helping figure it out. I mean, maybe if the players feel as though that's a good thing to do, to play the Lift Every Voice, which is a beautiful song and beautiful title. It's about lifting everybody, hearing everybody, which is what America is supposed to be about. Right, I think it's a good idea. I just hope they're including the necessary people in those conversations.
Mm-hmm. How you feel about that, Barry?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting that the NFL decided to do this. I wasn't even aware that there was a Black National Anthem, prior to them bringing this up and saying that they were going to be playing it during the first week of games of the regular season. So I just hope that, like Vlad said, they're kind of getting the, people of color, the, black people there, that are higher up, that actually have positions of authority I hope they're letting them in on these conversations and get in their perspectives and and their takes on it, since that is important in order for them to come out and make this decision. I hope the league just didn't decide to do this on their own without consulting any of those people that I just mentioned. But I guess if this is their way of trying to keep the players from kneeling, I think the league's kidding themselves.
Yep.
I think there's nothing that they're gonna do at this point, at this moment. There's nothing that's gonna happen and transpire that the league can possibly do to prevent the players from kneeling during the national anthem. It's gonna happen regardless. So they just kind of have to let the players do their thing. If they want to kneel, let them kneel, because either way, the kneeling is gonna happen not only in week 1, but for the whole 17 weeks of the season and even the playoffs. So if this is what they think is gonna be a way for them to stop the kneeling or not have as much people kneel, they're playing themselves. It's ridiculous. So
yeah.
I hope they're doing this for good reasons and for good intentions. So we'll see how it goes. And it is a nice song that they're gonna be playing. So I'm glad they're at least doing something to incorporate what has been going on in the recent months. But I hope it just, like I said, for the right reasons.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like taken back by this whole shit, to be honest with you. It's like, who asked you guys to do this? You know what I mean? Like, what black people did you guys, consult and was like, this is it. Let's play the black national anthem. It's like, I hate when people pander to shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't try to like do that. You know what I mean? First of all, I don't know I did not think about the black national anthem the whole time this whole anthem situation was going. I never thought, hey, maybe we should start singing a different anthem. It's like, first of all, it's not even about the anthem. Right? Dudes was kneeling for a whole different reason. They just kneeled during the anthem because that's, basically, first of all, I don't think Cap knew that it was going to get as much attention as it did. Right. But since, people were so, I don't know, it like galvanized a whole freaking part of the fan base, since they were so about it, it became a thing about the anthem. You know what I'm saying? So I still don't think the NFL gets it. And my question is, when the fuck are you guys going to sign Colin Kaepernick, bro? Like, that's what you need to do to actually fix shit. All right? Not sing the fucking black national anthem. It's lift every voice. Not sing lift every voice before the game. Granted, it's only 1 week. If you're going to do it, why would you do it for 1 week?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know they were only doing it for 1 week.
Yeah, they're only doing it week 1.
Why would you do that?
Like, if you're going to do it for the whole season.
If
exactly. For at least for half the season.
No.
They're only doing it week 1 and that's it.
Not even that. If you wanted to replace or sing a better national anthem or pander to black people, then make that an anthem that's gonna play before every game for the rest of time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That's really what I thought. I didn't know, but I want to.
You thought it was going to be replacing the actual national anthem? Or?
No, I didn't think it was going to replace. I just thought they were going to play before every game, before the other national anthem for the rest of time.
Just 1 week.
I thought they were just.
Well, at least for the whole season.
No, are you listening? No, I thought they were gonna play that anthem before every game for the rest of time.
Like forever.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I mean,
I hear you. No,
kind of like hockey does. When
they play the Canadian,
they play the Canadian.
So does NBA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so I want to read this Malcolm X quote that says, "The white man will try to satisfy us with symbolic victories rather than economic equity and justice." And I feel as though that's what the NFL is doing.
Completely. Not just
they're trying to satisfy.
Absolutely.
They're trying to satisfy us with little things such as putting your name on the jersey, playing the national anthem, playing the black national anthem. They're trying to instead of addressing the issues, the racism in the NFL, it's like let's find ways. And I hate when companies do that or the NFL do that. Like, instead of trying to address the core issues, they're like, okay, what are things that we can do?
Let's dress it up. Dress it up.
It's funny
to
because
make ourselves look better, right?
It's
actually, we're trying to actually do something to help the cause, right?
It's really funny because I was having a conversation with my job, and she called me on the squall trying to discuss some of the recent racial tensions in the country. And the first thing she came in saying in the call, she's giving me all these ideas that people have come up with to address not necessarily to address the issue, but to make black people feel more welcome. And I was like, but I'm not even there. I'm not even like at a point where I want to discuss what can we do to like pander to black people more. I was just like, can we talk about the issue first? Can we talk about like what the company has done around black people, what they haven't done? Like, let's talk about the issue first, and then maybe we can talk about solutions. Like, we haven't even, you know what I mean? So
no, I feel like it's not just the NFL that's pendering right now. It's the United States as a whole.
True.
So right now, 37 states have a big Black Lives Matter painting on their streets somewhere.
Yep.
All right. There's one state that has gotten rid of what do you call it? The immunity situation.
Yep.
For the police.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like basically you're having a different kind of conversation than the people are trying to have right now. You know what I'm saying? We're not asking you to do symbolic shit. We don't care for you writing Black Lives Matter everywhere. Okay, we don't care about you letting us put Black Lives Matter shit on our jerseys, which is cool, you know, for it to be seen all the time. You know, I like that. That's fine. But at the same time, that's not what we're asking for. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to be clear with that. I want us to be clear with that. You know, that's not the goal. We're looking for equality, you know, on all fronts, equity, everything, you know. So
facts. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like Barry was just saying, if you guys think you guys are gonna sing this song and all the players are all of a sudden gonna forget everything else, you're fucking joking yourself. Okay,
Big facts.
You know, you're dumb. And speaking of issues in the NFL, you know, I'm gonna gloat a little bit because I feel like we deserve it. A few weeks ago, we talked about the Washington Redskins, and now they're in the news 24/7 because of their names. All right.
Wow.
Over the week, a bunch of companies that endorse the Washington Redskins have pulled out. So big companies like FedEx, who has the right to actually name the stadium, right? They give Washington Redskins organization $250 million. Okay, so they asked them, you guys need to change the name. Okay, and then
they gave them money just for them to change their name? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, bro, like Gillette Stadium, right? That's paid by Gillette.
Right, Gillette's the sponsor.
Exactly. Remember when the TD Garden was the Fleet Center?
Yeah.
The Fleet Center paid to get that building renamed. Okay, that's how it works. So like, you know, some places like the Pepsi Center, Pepsi pays to have their name on that stadium. You know, in a couple years, the name could change.
Right. Depending on who's the sponsor. Exactly.
Yes, but they usually have a contract for how long the name's going to be there.
Yeah.
And $250 million is a lot of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? And then Pepsi actually endorses the Redskins too, and they came out and they was like, y'all need to change this. You know what I mean? And so right now, the Redskins are in a mad rush to change their names. There's a couple names that they've come up with. I know Vlad got the names.
So I saw the Braves, the Hogs, the Red Hawks, the Senators, the Americans, the Generals, the Bravehearts, the Warriors, the Renegades, the Red Tails.
I like the Red Tails.
I don't like any of those names.
I like the Red Tails. Do you know about the Red Tails?
I don't know about the Red Tails.
The Red Tails
I'm not feeling the Red Tails. I think they could do something better than that.
Tell me about the Red Tails.
The Red Tails were actually a division of pilots that were black that fought in World War II.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
really?
So they called their crew the Red Tails. So they were out there fucking shit up, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
word.
So it's like it ties into like black history and shit like that. So that's my favorite one. I don't know about the other ones. You know, I guess I
like that one a little bit more than I didn't realize the history.
You know, when you do the research, you know, you'll find out. Before we started the show, I was talking to Barry about it. You know, how they want to change the name and stuff like that. And I was telling him how I was having arguments on Facebook with people that, you know, we're talking, you know, bad about the fact that they want to change the name. Like, why? Oh, just because it offends a couple people and things. I'm like arguing with people. And what about the Cowboys? They killed a lot of Indians. I'm like, bro, Redskins are literally a racial slur.
It's a racial slur, yeah.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I remember one guy, I seen his Facebook. He was from Wisconsin, all right? So, which Green Bay is there. I'm like, would you know, be okay with Green Bay being called the Green Bay Crackers? I don't think so.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not to like,
cool,
you know, throw a racial slur on here, but like, I don't think you would like that. You know, or the Boston N-words. Nobody wants, you know what I mean?
Any racial slur for that matter.
Yes, another thing. The Native Americans people don't really have a voice anymore in America. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like anything they say is overlooked and overpassed. Like the United States put down those long ass pipes in Dakota when you know on sacred land and Indian land when they was like, no, we don't want this shit here, and we went ahead and did it anyway. Mount Rushmore, sacred land. They said, don't do that shit. We went and blew it up and carved shit in their land. You know what I'm saying? And they literally they can't say anything because basically we've killed every single, majority.
Not
of them.
we.
Not
Stop
we.
saying we.
Right, we're not a part of that.
Right.
They.
The Anglo-Saxons, okay?
They.
And if you don't know what that means,
better, right.
it means the whites, okay? They killed them, all right, and took their shit, and now they're telling us, oh, the Indians, they don't care about it. They already, there was a poll that was made. It's like, bro, like this has been news for years.
Yeah. Change
okay?
Change
the
fucking
name.
Right.
The Washington racial slurs.
The Washington racial slurs. And I'm talking to this guy having a back and forth, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you're such a leftist." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." What's a leftist? I don't give a damn about the left or the right, bro. Go. Right. I don't want to swear too much, but like, damn, bro, like, stop watching Fox News. Like, we're human, okay? I don't know what you're talking about. The leftist, the rightist, like,
what?
Bro, it's really annoying, and I don't want to dwell too much on it. Just change the shit, man. I just like to say, we talked about this 3 weeks ago. So
we talk about it more. Like, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, and I think we talked about it on that episode, like, in the beginning.
Before.
Yeah, way before.
Dude, so this is not new. For the people that think like this just like came out of nowhere, you've just been ignorant this whole time and haven't been paying attention to shit. That's why you think all of a sudden people want to change it. This has been a thing for a while now, and if you're paying attention, you would know that. So get off Facebook, stop looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Right. One guy was like, "Oh, my friend, he's been a Redskins fan for the last 50 years. He said he doesn't have a problem with it." Oh, I guess your friend speaks for everybody.
As if he's the spokesman of
who cares about
Washington racial slurs.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
and somebody was like, "What?" Because the Cleveland Indians, they're thinking about the same thing, which is baseball. And they're like, "Well, what about the Cleveland Indians?" I'm like, people are not mascots, bro. Like, do you not understand that? Like, if you want to name it after, a tribal thing, look at Florida State, Seminoles. That's something that's respected among the Indian tribe. You know what I'm saying? They're not used, and they ask for permission. They ask for permission to use that. Ask these people for permission. The Cleveland Indians literally has a red dude with a freaking feather in his head. Change the shit, bro, because it's offensive. And if you don't think so, educate yourself and stop following Trump. Like, people can be offended about shit.
Do you think Do you think we need to move on? But do you think the NFL should vote out Dan Snyder?
I mean, if he doesn't change this shit, I don't think the NFL would ever do this because of the body of people that are owners.
No, the owner. I'm saying the owners would vote him out.
You think they would vote him out? I don't think they would ever vote him out.
I don't know.
I don't think
that would happen.
I
don't see that
if they're getting pressured by the from the sponsors.
These guys are billionaires.
Yeah, but if they're getting sponsored by, if let's say, I'm just get an example. Mm-hmm. Let's say Pepsi comes out. We're not sponsoring the NFL anymore until y'all change that name.
How about Nike comes out and say, we're not printing your fucking uniforms unless y'all change the name, or you change the fucking owner.
Which didn't Nike do that? I heard that Nike has pretty much all jerseys except the Redskins, that they took the Redskins jerseys off their website.
Yes, they took it off the website.
Right. They've already come out and said the Redskins all need to change the name.
Imagine if they said to the NFL, we're taking all the other jerseys off until...
that's what I'm saying. I think that if it gets to that point, the owners will vote him out.
Absolutely, if it comes to that point.
Yeah, because the owners and the league's about their money. Absolutely,
I feel that for sure. Just to move on, our last thing on the NFL, a little news. The NFLPA Players Association voted unanimously to have no preseason games on at all, and that's big because it affects a lot of people, affects a lot of the undrafted free agents, people that are on the roster bubble. They probably will not get a chance to actually, make the team. So we're talking about guys like Wes Welker wouldn't have a chance to make it on a team. Somebody like Malcolm Butler, Super Bowl hero, wouldn't be on a team this year just due to the coronavirus. And for those people, I hope they keep working. Somebody like Jacoby Myers, most recently, he wouldn't be on the Patriots right now if he came out this year and tried to make the team just because he went undrafted. And that's kind of sad, but at the same time, given the circumstances, we understand it. But I hope those guys don't, give up on their dream and they keep working because, and hopefully everything's back to normal for next season and we can just get on the ball. But I want to move on to the NBA. I've heard a lot of chatter. You know, the NBA is coming back. For those of you who don't know, the NBA is coming back on July 30th of this month. And you know, there's gonna be preseason, well, not preseason, scrimmages before that happens as well. So we're gonna get some games even before the reboot on TV, which I'm excited about. But there's been a lot of conversation about the champion this year, right? A lot of people in the beginning of this situation, they were talking about how the winner of this championship would have an asterisk next to it, right? And they talked about it like it was gonna be a negative asterisk. But recently the narrative have changed because the players have come out and expressed their feelings on that exact topic right there. Somebody like Austin Rivers, you know, he came out and actually said that this championship will probably be one of the hardest championships to be played. All right, with that said, like, do you guys think there should be an asterisk around any team that wins this year? And if there is it negative or a positive asterisk? What do you think about it?
I mean, I don't think that I don't think there's a chance that there isn't an asterisk next to it. I think no matter what, because of the year that we've had, everything that has changed, there's going to be an asterisk almost next to every single team that wins almost anything this year. Whether that is in football, whether that is in basketball, hockey, or anything like that. Do I think that the championship will be won fair and square? I do think it's gonna be win one fair and square, and that the team that win the championship is gonna they're gonna put in the work and
they're gonna earn it.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna earn it. But whether unfortunately, I feel as though a lot of people will put an asterisk next to it. But I think the teams, whatever team, if it comes back, whatever the team that wins it will win it fair and square.
Yep. Okay, Barry, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think there should be an asterisk on it. I know some people will put an asterisk, but besides this year's NBA champion, but I don't feel as they should, because to me, a championship's a championship, and everyone's going through the same situation. So I feel like it's a even playing field, and it's fair for everyone. Since we're all going through this pandemic that we're going through, and they're all going through the stoppage of the season that happens. So it's no one really has an advantage over another team. So I just feel as if like whoever wins this actually should even be more respected, and this championship and this year should even put more value into it, just because of how tough it will be of whoever wins this year, just because that we've gone through a situation that we really haven't gone through before.
It's not ideal.
Right. And it isn't, like John said, the perfect situation or something that happens frequently. So I think this will really show how good this year's NBA champion is, and also the mental toughness as well, because it is going to take not only a lot of obviously physical toughness, but it is going to take a lot from a mental standpoint to be able to get through the season and win that champion. So I think this will definitely go to show which teams are mentally tougher, and separate the great teams from the good teams. I think that certainly that will be the case this year once the season does start. So I get why people would put asterisks beside it, but I personally wouldn't put an asterisk beside it. I actually would respect more whoever wins the championship this year than previous years.
I hope there's a documentary that's being filmed as this is going on, because I feel like the circumstances is just like so crazy with the NBA season coming back. You know, the situation is definitely not ideal with them being in the bubble. You know, there's no way the NBA is going to recreate a feel of, you know, when you're in your own facilities, you got so many equipment, you got so many staff, you got nutrition. There's so many things you're not going to have as a basketball player that you're used to during the season. And, you know, the schedule is packed. You're going to have to ball. Yep. You know, that's one. And then coming back when you've been cold for 3 months, right? And then you're going to play for 3 months straight to actually get to the championship. That's hard.
With no fans, let's not forget that. Fans have a big impact on the NBA.
Especially in the playoffs. And then, like, regular season, but definitely playoff basketball.
Yes.
Fans are a big part of that.
With no fans, and then you got some teams, players opted out not to play. So you don't even have a full strength team. Look at the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just not playing, just opting out of the season, and now you got to build chemistry with like a J.R. Smith or something, you know, or Dion Waiters. These guys haven't been playing the whole year, right? So you guys got to get these people acclimated, get them on the same page, because you guys haven't been playing 5-on-5. They're still not playing 5-on-5. Right? They're still not playing 5-on-5. Exactly. So there's 2-on-2s, you know, there's 1-on-1s, but there hasn't been 5-on-5 for anybody yet. I'm sure these guys are playing like that, you know, in their own private time, in their own private places. Like, I'm sure,
for sure,
you know, LeBron could do that if he wants to. I've seen him playing with Ben Simmons and stuff like that.
In the open gym that they went to.
Yeah, right. So I definitely think there should be a documentary made about this, just so we could see their struggle, see how they lived. You know what I mean? I think it's just so unique. Like, you guys are basically on a campus in a camp. You can't leave. It's like a reality show, man. You know what I mean? So I hope they find some way to, you know, document everything that happens within the bubble for the coming reboot, right? But I agree with you guys. I don't think there should be an asterisk. If there is an asterisk, it should be like a good asterisk. Like, this is probably the hardest championship ever won. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, that's how I see it, you know, with everybody coming back, being on the same page, and team chemistry is gonna be a lot. It's gonna mean a lot, you know. Definitely. So I definitely don't think there's an asterisk for that at all. With guys that are gonna be in the bubble, there are other things that are going on in their lives. You know, somebody like Gordon Hayward. Actually, Gordon Hayward, he's actually expecting a kid, and he said that he will not think twice about leaving the bubble to go, you know, see his child being born. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all can agree, you can play basketball you can play basketball after the baby's born, but you're never gonna
again.
Exactly. You're never gonna get the chance to be there for your kid's birth, man.
Right.
And also that brings back your point, John, about it brings back your point that the teams are not full. It's not a full team.
Yep.
Right? Like, at any time, a player might get COVID, they might have to leave. Imagine somebody like LeBron get COVID and then he has to leave the Lakers.
Oh, that's my God. They would shut down the league.
Exactly.
Right. I don't even think this season will continue if that was the case.
And that's why I think there will be an asterisk. Like, you have Gordon Hayward just leaving in the middle of the playoffs.
We would be in the playoffs.
Kid, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's. And I think that's, unfortunately, I mean, as much as I think it's going to be a hard-fought championship, I just think there's going to be an answer because so many players didn't show up. Either players didn't show up, players got sick, or there were no fans. It was a different experience. People are going to use excuses. I'm a LeBron hater, but I know if LeBron doesn't win, he's going to use excuses.
Yep. I don't even want to.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna engage.
He really went there.
I'm not even gonna engage.
And we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I think Vlad just wants to make people mad, man.
I don't. I'm just telling how it is.
But I don't know. Like any team can use excuses, though. But that's the thing. Like that's gonna be happening to many teams. Are gonna be going through a similar situation than that. So,
but it has more. LeBron has more at stake.
It weighs more. It weighs more for the face of the league, and also for a player that's trying to make history.
Yeah.
No, for sure, I agree with that. That's fair to say.
LeBron could have a ring number 4.
Not only ring number 4, but also three different teams.
That's crazy, right?
But
him and Kawhi are the same thing.
Kawhi
also
be the first player to do that, to win a championship with 3 different teams or something like that.
Kawhi is doing the same thing.
Right. I heard that. That's right.
Yeah, man. Another news. Well, speaking on Gordon Hayward, we talk about Gordon Hayward a few times on the show. We talk about his injury and why he hasn't been 100% and why he's performing the way he has. And he actually came out this week and actually said that he's been working out this whole time. From the coronavirus, he hasn't really taken time off as far as like rehabbing his legs.
Really, he hasn't been playing video games.
Well, he has, but I'm saying the other players, they're just at home.
I know he's been in the gym working.
But for him and his injury, he has to rehab it and keep working it, or else it gets stiff and things could flare up if you don't keep it loose and things like that. And he says he doesn't understand why he's still feeling effects on it. And I feel for him because, man, if you seen how his leg turned,
I wonder if he talks to Paul George at all.
Paul George was one of the first people that reached out to him when he saw the situation.
But I'm saying even now, Paul.
I hope so.
It's been 2 years. Are you still feeling shit?
Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean, if I was him, I'd get back to the doctors. Why is this still, I'm sure, which I'm sure he's asked those questions before. I don't think he's dumb.
I bet you they're like, hey, this is what's gonna happen because you're still playing on it, blah blah blah.
Well, the other thing too, when you tear your ACL, you're gonna feel that for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
and I think that
some injuries you never really heal 100%.
Not 100%, and I think that's gonna be Gordon Hayward for the rest of the time. He's always gonna have to manage, the soreness in his foot. Hope he can find a fountain of youth somewhere and soak his legs in there, because other than that, he's still gonna be going through those same things. But he did say that he feels a lot better, way better than before. So I'm glad that's happening.
So he ain't gonna be shooting no airballs?
I hope not, man. I hope not.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see that.
Yeah,
for sure.
We were talking about the bubble. Now the NBA is actually talking about having a second bubble, which would be placed out in Chicago. For the remaining teams that are not playing. And I don't know if I agree with it. I mean, I'd love to see more games, but at the same time, it's should we be putting the rest of these players at risk?
Nah. Why do a loser league?
I don't want to see the Warriors in Cleveland, bro.
It's a loser league.
Exactly.
Right.
Why have a loser league? Who cares?
Right.
Just to have more games and make more money and put more people at risk. I don't like that.
I don't think so. I don't like it.
I don't agree with it.
I like when they say 22 teams. They are trying to not put as many people in danger or trying not to involve too many people. And now you're creating another.
That's too much, man.
Right. Just stick to the Orlando bubble. So
exactly.
Have the rest of the teams wait until next year to play. Right. Give them that extra time to prepare for the upcoming season in December.
Go rehab yourself, man. Other NBA news: Victor Oladipo, one of the stars in the league, he's actually going to skip the NBA restart. If you're not following the league, Victor Oladipo, he's had some injury issues in the last year, and he was coming off an injury, and he feels like, one, he's not 100% in it to go back in, and two, he feels like this is a good opportunity to him to do further maintenance on his body, further rehab, and I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah, I don't have too much on it.
Right, to risk an injury going back to the bubble,
and also it's not like your team.
In a great position.
Right. I mean,
it's
gonna make it.
Well, they are a playoff team.
They are a playoff team, but
I mean, sometimes you're like, are we really gonna win the chip this year, guys?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like, no, your team is not built.
Right.
Also, he talked about like soft tissue issues.
Yeah.
He doesn't want those things to happen. Just getting back and
just
going hard.
Sit down, wait till December, bro.
Yep.
Exactly. No, for sure. I feel for him, but I'm glad that he's made that decision and decided to take the time off to get his body right and make sure that he's fully ready to go when the next season starts. It's unfortunate he's not gonna play because I really like him a lot and he's one of my favorite players in the league, but he has to do what's best for him and what's best for his career. So good luck to Victor Oladipo and hope he gets himself right and ready to go for the next coming season in December.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really like Victor Oladipo myself, man, and I feel like he's one of those humble guys.
Yes,
that come out very humble, very respectful. You don't see Victor Oladipo and doing stupid shit, and he's a guy that's worked for where he's at now too.
Exactly.
Coming out of college. Getting the trade and then being traded back to the Pacers. He's been through it and he's taking it all in stride and he's one of the most improved players over the last couple of years and he's doing his thing.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of the coronavirus stuff, that could affect another reboot. Landry Shamet from the Clippers. Yep. He actually tested positive for COVID-19. Along with a bunch of other players that we talked about last week that tested positive. And we actually don't know if he's going to play. He has to make that. I thought the NBA gave these guys a deadline to actually make that decision. So, I don't understand how people are still dropping out.
No, I think players... Oh yeah, actually, I don't know.
Right? That was the rule.
That's true.
You guys have until June 24th to opt out. I don't understand how people are still opting out.
Well, I think they're giving them an exception.
Well, if you catch the coronavirus, I feel like you should be able to make that decision. I don't think so, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one, the NBA don't want you there,
right?
They don't want to affect everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like Barry said, there are exceptions. Especially if you catch COVID.
Yeah, that's true. No, for sure. So that I'm okay with as far as guys dropping out late after the deadline if they have the disease or
the virus.
Right, virus. Excuse me on that, and you don't want them to spread it around the other teams and their own teammates and to make it any unsafe and worse. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of testings, or players testing positive, if a player miss a coronavirus test, which the NBA is setting up, so before the teams go in, they're obviously gonna test the players. They're gonna test them every week. I don't know if they're gonna up the ante and do it every other day or something like that. I hope it's not something invasive where they gotta put a swab in their freaking. I hope it's something they can spit or something and get it over with. But if a player misses any test, they will not be able to travel with the team. That player will have to test negatively for 3 COVID tests before they can actually get back with the team.
Wow.
And I mean, I agree with that because we have all the fucking time in our hands to actually go get our test. Unless you have a baby that's being born exactly at the test date, there should be no reason for you to miss that. And this is your job.
Why would you miss the test?
I don't know.
What else are you doing?
Exactly. I don't know.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. And also the NBA released their preseason schedule. So if you want to see that, just go Google. It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna give you the whole schedule on this show. Go on Google and find it.
I didn't know there were gonna be preseason games, so I think scrimmage games or whatever you want to call it. I think that's a good thing. I mean, the players have to warm up to play the real the real games. So I think that's good.
Well, one thing I know, the Celtics are playing on the 24th of this month. So if you're craving Celtics basketball, the 24th of this month, they're going to be doing
That's
scrimmage.
their first scrimmage.
That's their first one.
Do you know where they're playing?
I think it's Houston that they're playing, I want to say. So you can double check that, but I believe it's Houston that their first scrimmage game that they have.
Not to bring this question up again, and I feel as though we're gonna ask this question forever until this thing is over. Do we think the NBA is coming back? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like every time you hear players testing positive, more COVID cases in Florida, like things are getting better, then they get worse, they get better, they get worse,
Back and forth, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And also, like,
man, the NBA is coming back.
I mean, I know that's where
they'll be back, but
I know that's where we stand, but
I really think they will
even
be
Adam
back.
Silver said, if too many players test positive, we might have to do what we have to do.
I mean, I just don't see a way, like, if players are following the rules and staying in the bubble, I don't see how they're going to catch coronavirus. You know what I'm saying?
Guys are catching coronavirus left and right. Like, every week you hear somebody else.
No, I know, but they're around
right,
other
right.
people, you know, things that they can't control, but I feel like they're going to be in a controlled
You think
environment.
once they get into the bubble, it should be good.
Unless guys are being stupid and want to go out to Miami Beach or some shit for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why you would want to do that, because you're going to get your whole team infected and taken out.
So first of all, Miami Beach is 4 hours away, so I don't think they're going there. But I do think they might sneak in, you know, a little honey in there or something.
I hope not, because you know them chicks be dirty, cuz, yeah. You know, excuse my language, but, you know, any chick that's willing to risk that to sneak in here, you know, it's probably not somebody you want to be around anyway.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? Like,
No,
that
Vlad,
person,
I'm with you on that. There's actually a chance of that happening, because
Yeah, of
you gotta
course.
always remember these players are gonna be without their families, like without their girlfriends or
Listen.
without their wives. So they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, need that in their lives. They're gonna find a way to, you know, in order to, you know, get that to be in their life, and that is a possibility of happening.
I know the NBA is letting...
Speaking like somebody that's been through it, Barry.
Right.
I'm joking.
Damn, bro, you had to put me on blast like
I'm
that.
joking.
Yeah, I know that the NBA is allowing like families and stuff like that to come with.
Yeah.
So if you're afraid of like being alone, bro, you better get the NBA to test your little honey and go in there with them. You know what I mean? It's only 3 months. You know what I mean? If you know you're a basketball player, I'm sure you can find. You know what? I don't even want to say the next thing I'm gonna say, 'cause, you know, it's gonna make me seem like I'm misogynistic and and all that good stuff. So I don't want to say it, but you know, guys, they like their preferences. So if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, like. Put your team together and get the NBA to test them and move on. You know what I'm saying? So, but
This doesn't say put your team together.
Put your team together.
politically correct
Get
way,
your
man.
roster.
You know what I mean? Get your roster. Exactly.
Get your starting five.
Starting
man.
five, or you know,
Get
starting
your
three.
6 and 2 if you can.
Exactly. So if that's the case, do that. You know, there's ways around that. But if you don't have to, bro, well, I mean, if you're in the bubble, like, you shouldn't be leaving at all. I heard Daniel Tice, part of the Celtics, he was talking about, hey, I can only speak for my team, and my team, we know we're not gonna be doing that stupid shit, because like you're putting everybody at risk, like you're literally putting the whole league at risk if you're going out there for some honeys. I know DeMar DeRozan came out with, you know, he doesn't like the rules, and that, you know, guys with mental health issues, it's gonna like flare up and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, it's 3 months, man. All right, you never been to college, you stay on campus. You know what I mean? It's Disney World. There's shit to do. There's shows. You can go to restaurants. There's a lot going on for you guys there. So I don't
think there will be shows right now.
Shows?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they have like entertainment and stuff for them.
Right. The NBA has provided them with entertainment and things that they can do on their free time to, you know,
go to the golf
not
course,
have them bored and, you know, occupy them. Right.
Go fly a kite or something.
I also think they should have mental health professionals there to
Absolutely.
to help them out.
Yes.
And create space for them to like really stress,
Decompress.
and
Right,
you
right.
know, yeah.
No, I feel that.
Right, and I believe the league has. I remember hearing this that the league has hired like one mental health like person for each team, just for them to be able to help the team with anybody who's suffering from mental health issues or like depression issues as well. So I believe that that person will be able to travel, with the team to Orlando, because I'm sure, like you said, a lot of guys are gonna need it. And I know there was recently some guys who came out saying that they were going through depression, like Kevin Love and DeMar DeRozan, upon others. So that's definitely something that I'm sure the league will incorporate and will have for these guys when they're in the bubble in Orlando.
Yeah. Before we move on to our next topic, I got the Celtics scrimmage schedule. So they're going to be playing OKC first, Phoenix, and then Houston. So Houston was one of them, but OKC is going to be the first one.
Gotcha.
Give you that information. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to
cool.
see,
I'm playing all Western Conference teams for their scrimmage games.
right? Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. But if you want to see the whole preseason, for the sake of time, we cannot give you that whole preseason schedule. But you can Google it. All right. So we want to move on to MLB. Vlad, what's going on with the MLB?
Actually, I'm gonna kick it to Barry.
Ooh, you're gonna kick this one
Because
to me, huh?
do you have the agenda in front of you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk some MLB. So some interesting things happened in MLB this week.
Yep.
A former Boston Red Sox decided to opt out of the MLB season and say he's not going to be playing when the season starts later this month.
A hated Red Sox.
Yes. Much hated Red Sox, and it's no other than David Price. Woo! Interestingly enough, he was one of the B-Money Lifestyle People of the Week just recently. And
He was.
Right, exactly. And then all of a sudden he came out this week saying that he decided not to play with the Dodgers since he's now a Los Angeles Dodger. He was part of that Mookie Betts trade. So, that happened in March, I believe. So, yeah, he came out with this statement saying that he feels like it's for the best interest of him and his family that he thinks that he needs to sit out and not play.
I actually got the statement. He says, this dude's funny. He says, Dear Dodgers Nation, after considerable thought and discussion with my family and the Dodgers, I have decided it is in the best interest of my health and my family's health for me not to play this season. I will miss my teammates and will be cheering for them throughout the season and on to the World Series victory. I'm sorry I won't be playing for you this year, but look forward to representing you next year. Stay safe, be well, and be kind. And go Dodgers. Yo.
Oh God! And then he wrote at the end of it, "Love David Price."
Yeah. Love David Price.
I remember that. I remember you sent that on the group text yesterday after I posted the picture of David Price, not playing in the MLB season. And
Basically, go fuck yourself.
Right. That was pretty. That statement is pretty funny to me. I was laughing pretty hard when I saw that. I was just going to say, do you guys want to give your thoughts on that? I mean, I'm not too surprised that, he decided to, opt out and not play in the MLB season. I know quite a few guys have come out and said that when already opted out, or said that they don't really feel too good and too comfortable about the season coming back. So I don't know if you guys want to quickly give your thoughts on it, or should we just kind of keep it moving?
David Price is gonna David Price, man. That's how I feel.
I mean, as much as it is David Price, I think it's one of the first dominoes to fall. I feel as though guys are gonna start opting out of the MLB season left and right. I mean, David Price is one of the top pitchers
in the game.
out
Sure,
there,
yeah.
and he's making a lot of money. And if he starts opting out, you got other high profile guys starts opting out. I think it's gonna be interesting, but it's also gonna cause the same thing that we talked about earlier, the Asterix that's gonna be next to those championships, especially when you don't have some of your top players playing.
No, for sure. I definitely agree with that. You know, I think more guys are gonna start to come out and say that, you know, they're not gonna play in the league anymore and that they're gonna pass on the rest of the season. So you're right, it's only a matter of time before we hear more names come out, you know, saying the same thing as David Price. And speaking of that, we had two of the biggest names in baseball right now, in Mike Trout and Bryce Harper. They both kind of came out and said that they were hesitant about coming back and they didn't really feel comfortable and were unsure about whether they should play the rest of the season with their teams, and which is understandable, and definitely they both have legitimate reasons and both actually the same reasons. They're both actually expecting child to come into this world in the near future. I believe they said in either September that they're going to have a, they're going to have, their wife give birth to, their children. So that's definitely, we've said this, numerous times on the show about that. I mean, it's one of those things that's bigger than sports, bigger than baseball or any other, sport that, that's being played. When something like that happens, I mean, you got to be there for your family and for your wife and, and for the children. So it's certainly, big up to those guys for saying that they're gonna be with their families when that does happen and that they're not gonna be with the team. That's definitely the right thing to do, and those actually goes to show that there is good, people and good guys in that league that know what the more important things are in life.
I feel that, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
So
no problem. Absolutely.
That's it for the MLB. We want to move on to soccer with our house soccer man, Vlad. What you got for us this week?
So Barcelona dropped points again last week, and now
Is that the team Messi's on?
yes, that is.
Oh, that's why you sounded like that. That's why you sounded like that. You
Well,
sounded
I know, it
excited.
sounded sad. Right.
Real Madrid is now at the top of La Liga with 4 points clear of Barcelona. Bayern Munich won the DFB Pokal 4-2 against Leverkusen.
Nice.
And they won both the Bundesliga and the German Cup. So Bayern Munich is have completed the double, and they can potentially complete the treble by winning the Champions League. So that we'll wait to see if that happens. Juventus is at the top of Serie A with 7 points clear of Lazio. Yesterday, Ronaldo scored his first free kick for Juventus, so I know he was pretty excited about that. And he's also the first player to score 25 goals in La Liga, 25 goals in Serie A, and 25 goals in Premier League. So that's just another accomplishment in his banner of major accomplishments.
Wow, John must love hearing that because I know that's his guy. So see, he's smiling from ear to ear when you said all that. So.
I mean, I've had other favorite players. I think all time is probably Ronaldo from the Brazil Olympic teams. That's my guy, number 9, man. I think that's gonna be my guy for forever.
Yep.
But I do respect Cristiano. I respect his game. I respect Messi's game too. I just we all have our preferences.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Ronaldo's just mine. You know, there's a big split. It's like the LeBron and Michael Jordan thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So these guys are two greats, and they just happen to be playing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
You gotta appreciate both of them because they're both fucking crazy good at everything they do.
Yeah, no, they're both definitely greatness for sure, without question.
That's all we have for soccer this week.
okay.
We'll come back next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
right,
much,
sounds
man.
good. Thanks,
And
bud.
last but not least, man, we're going to do the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week, man. And I think this week's person is to be admired. So, Barry, please.
Yes, so I would definitely agree with that, John. Without question, we have a very inspiring person of the week for the B Money Lifestyle of the Week, and that person is was a WNBA star and decided to put their career, basketball career on hold.
Putting, ready to risk it all, unlike fucking Kyrie. Somebody actually risked it all. My fault.
No, sound good, John. Like, this is legit what you actually call risking it all.
Really?
Right? Like, no, I totally agree with that statement. That's facts, John. No doubt. So, no, that's cool. I'm glad that you mentioned that. So, this person is Maya Moore.
Maya Moore.
Yes,
for
yes.
UConn.
Yep, UConn Huskies.
Love her, man.
Great basketball player, as we know, had a great college career, won multiple championships with UConn, won
She's a
multiple championships with the Minnesota Lynx, then what made like the final 6 times, won 4 times
Already?
with them. Oh yeah,
Holy shit, dude.
oh absolutely. She was a dominant player and one of the elite players in the league. And
I feel like I was
without-
just watching her at UConn, bro. Like that's why I'm like surprised. I'm like, holy shit, she's done.
Right.
And the other thing too, WNBA games are not, on TV like that, to the point where we can keep up with them, which I think is criminal, for the NBA to do, since they do own the WNBA.
Right, exactly. So let me get into what exactly she did, is why I decided to choose her for the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week. So yes, she had put her career on hold, as I said, to help this man who was convicted of burglary and assault with a weapon overturned years ago, and she pretty much helped him get out of jail and be released from prison. Since he was actually, wrongly convicted of that and had to spend, I believe, like 20 years in jail, or at least a little bit over 20 years in jail due to this case that he was wrongly convicted of. I know at the time he was, a young guy. He was about like 17 or 18 years old, and unfortunately, the majority of them were white.
Jury.
Jury. So they, at the time, decided to, convict him as, guilty for the crime, and he had to spend, all this time in jail. And, luckily, Maya Moore was able to help him get out of jail and help him be a free man now. And it's great that she was able to help him do that and be a great person. I'll get to a quote here by the gentleman that was freed. He had said that, quote, I feel like I can live life now. I'm free, I'm blessed. I just want to live my life worthy of God's help and influence. So he pretty much feels that he's a free man and, is ready to live his life worthy of God and its influence. So my Morris quote was, in that moment, I really feel like I could rest. I'd be standing, and we've been standing for so long, and it was an unplanned moment where I just felt relief. It was kind of a worshipful moment, just dropping to my knees and just being so thankful that we made it. So that's kind of her just showing her, gratitude of, the situation of the man being freed and being released out of prison. So she definitely, did a great thing and more deserving thing to be able to get the Be Money Lifestyle Person of the Week. And I'm definitely inspired and motivated by hearing this story and what she did to help this gentleman. So definitely big shout out to Maya Moore for doing this and for being this week's Be Money Lifestyle person.
Yeah, actually, I was listening to Stephen A. Smith, and she said that I forget like the exact quote, but basically saying that she should be like, an athlete of the century kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of sentiment. And I didn't disagree with him, because she put her whole career on the line for this. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, people that are willing to give up everything for justice. That's like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We're in an age where everybody wants all the money. Yeah. Right? Everybody's greedy. Everybody's selfish. And for somebody that's well off in this world to actually not care about everything that she's earned, and not to say that she didn't care, but like who was willing to put that on pause to help this man get out is huge. And
she's not even making as much money as any NBA player.
Right, no, she makes nothing compared to NBA players.
Absolutely.
And for her
to Kyrie.
Exactly. And for her to do that's really big. That's really big, man. And like huge, you said, sure. It's nice that there are good human beings out there. And, we don't know how long this could have taken. This could have taken years to happen, and I think that goes back to...
sure it did.
Right? No, well, for him it took years, but for her, it could have taken like years and years of her career to actually get this done. Because, going through the court system, the justice system in America is hell, bro. And I know that firsthand, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And, it goes back to why people are protesting out there, because there's still situations out there where people are sitting in jail, innocently sitting in jail, and they're not being heard. Nobody's fighting for them. People don't know, like, after you go to jail, if you're doing 10 years in jail, people forget about you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's literally there's no hope for these people.
No, that's so true.
And you go in front of the parole board, they don't see your humanity. They just hear all the shit that they wrote about you.
They see you as a crime.
They see you as a crime. They just see the crime. They don't see a human being. Especially like you said, the jury was not of his peers, meaning they weren't any African American jury members on the board, and they don't really care about us like that. If this year has taught you anything, hey, a lot of racism and a lot of African American people are ending up in jail for no reason. Right. Ending up in jail, dying. People in jail for weed still. But the government's selling all kinds of weed to people. It's to the point where marijuana stores was considered essential. Like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Wow.
So you got all these people in jail, but marijuana stores are essential now. Free these people, man.
Right.
Like, cut this shit, man.
Straight up. But it's far more worse crimes and things that people are doing in the world than having marijuana on them. I know it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I could go with that topic for a long time, so I don't want to keep that going. But
one other thing I did want to say about Maya Moore, and that what this impressed me about this story is that she was kind of ahead of the curve on social justice.
Oh yeah,
and for and for human rights and particularly the rights of the black people and black community, because I mean, with everything that's been going on, recently with Black Lives Matter protests and movement, she's been doing this for years. So she just recently finished getting this man out of jail, but this is something that she's been working on for a while. So I'm glad that there's been people that have been like her, been working on social justice and equality and for the black people long before the Black Lives Matter movement started this year. So big shout out to her for doing that, and I wanted to recognize her for that, because it's definitely worthy of talking about the people that are doing good things like this with everything that's going on in the country.
Yes, sir. I agree, man. And that's gonna be the B Money Lifestyle Person of the Week. And thank you, Barry. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely.
That's probably one of the best B Money Lifestyle people.
Thanks for you sharing that with me, because I know you had sent me that article earlier this week, and I wasn't aware of it until I actually saw the article that you sent me about my more story. So I appreciate you, sending me that and letting me know about that. So thank you, John.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And that's actually going to be our show for this week, man. Episode 16, we're at the end of it. So if you're still listening, as always, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support. Please keep supporting us. Send us email, profansports1@gmail.com. Catch us on social media, profans_sports on Instagram, and profansports on all the other ones, man. That's YouTube, and that's Facebook and Twitter as well. So, until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you on the next episode, man.
If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our page.
Yes. Subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate all of you.
All right, peace out.